Greetings and welcome to the Thirsty Mage, the virtual pub where friends get together to talk about the state of gaming hardware in 2025. I'm your host, the guy who can never settle with just one platform, David Lloyd, and in this episode we're going to look at the current state of gaming hardware as of the end of this year, the end of 2025, as it comes to an end. With me is a dual screen enthusiast and a current Switch 2 owner, Casey Gibson.
Yes, howdy ho. Oh man. Hardware's so much fun, isn't it? Isn't it always just good when a new console we even got a new console announcement, right? Not too long ago with the Steam Machine, and that was even exciting. But yeah, when it comes out, and you finally get your hands on it.
Yeah. That's kind of
not much better.
The origin of the idea of this one is getting hyped for the Steam Machine, and I just started thinking, it's like, man, like it's going to be some interesting times going forward here. Because like we're not that far off due, as we'll talk about later with like PlayStation and Xbox. Xbox is tech, yeah. Xbox holding on for dear life, but
they're limping. They're limping.
Yeah, they got a new handheld out, so sort of. I'll talk about that.
They put the sticker on that ROG.
Yeah. But then the Android handheld scene has just exploded this year, I would say, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. So it's, lots to talk about. But before we get into it, I just want to, again, promote a couple of quick things. So we're the latest Thirsty Mage RPG club for playing games together will be starting up at the beginning of January, and that will be for... we're kicking off the year of Shin Megami Tensei with a playthrough of Strange Journey. So if you have the DS version or the Redux version on 3DS and you want to play with some friends, you can head over to our Discord channel and you can sign up. We've already got I posted it on Reddit and I've already got 3 new signups already just today. Yeah, so they're all here to play Strange Journey, and we already had some good participation already right off the bat with a bunch of people signing up. So yeah, we should have a healthy dose of people playing through the game. And Casey and I played a bit, so we know it's good. We just never finished. So.
Yeah, it was one of those, right? We went over the reasons why it was like a weird timing release or something, but yeah, should be fun to kick off the year. Yeah, with a good group of people playing some, well, not some games. This one, a good game here, and yeah, hopefully, we'll actually see the end this time instead of 10 hours or so. But yeah, SMT's. Funny enough, right? A Strange Journey, sort of a strange game. I feel like in the SMT world, right, with like people. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun one to get into and sort of see how each person sort of feels about it.
Mm-hmm. And we also have, well, I guess if you're a Shin Megami Tensei fan and you want to read a retrospective on Devil Survivor, another great 3DS game, you can pick up or head over to thethirstymage.com to see issue 3 of our RPG monthly magazine. We've got a bunch of Christmas memories spanning from like 1995 all the way up to 2008. So you can read about those. And then, the SMT retrospective and Casey's memorable booty article, which is a snow theme this issue. So yeah, it's free to read, and it's I feel like our issues get better every month. So this is the 3rd issue, and it's available for anyone who wants to read it now at thethirstymage.com.
Yeah, David didn't get the memo that the year of SMT started in January. He started the year a little early. He's cheap.
Yeah. Well, I knew. Yeah, I'm prone to start things early. I have the patience of. I don't even know. I have no patience. I have 0 patience. So I'm like, I don't want to ruin the playthrough. I actually did it already when we were having the Shadows of Valentia playthrough, and I think by the time it started, I had already like done 80 or 90% of the game because I was so impatient. But
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that with Strange Journey, not because I'm impatient, but more so I just don't fall infinitely behind. I figure if I can get a
yeah,
good head start, maybe I'll still be able to wrap it up around the same time as everyone else.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of I had to distract myself with Devil Survivor, so I didn't jump the gun with Strange Journey. But yeah, it'll be interesting playthrough. So we're looking forward to that. But for the episode, yeah, we're just it was funny because you and I have been talking pretty much all week about the Steam Machine and how hyped we're for it. It's again, it's so funny. Like the world is so strange because there's like a RAM apocalypse going on. So there's it's like I couldn't believe it. It was funny. I even I was looking at because I got a pretty old gaming rig. It's getting up there, long in the tooth, and so I was actually looking for. Usually around Christmas time, I'll try to see like things to upgrade and stuff. And I was at the computer store and I swear to God, I thought the price tags were actual, just like errors. Like there's no
Yeah,
way
something
RAM
must
costs
be
this much.
wrong.
Yeah, like RAM is as much as the graphics cards. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well,
And
yeah,
then
it's sort of following that same suit, right? Like the GPUs were like stupid expensive and impossible to get with everyone farming or trying to farm Bitcoin.
yeah,
And then yeah, now it
nah,
seems like RAM's the next target.
yeah, AI is ruining everything.
Ugh, I know.
Like it's coming at us from every angle. I just ignored it and I didn't really wasn't really care. Like it's seems easy
Now
enough
it's
to
messing
avoid
with your
online.
gaming.
Yeah, now like as soon as you mess with my game, and that's when I get mad. So yeah, not impressed. But yeah, then I started. Steam Machine gets announced. No price yet, so not 100%. I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna get one until if it's $1,500.
2,000 Canadian
Oh
dollars.
yeah, that'll be the end of that dream if that's the case.
Well,
But
yeah, well, no. That would be the end of your plan initially. You'd be like, all right,
yeah,
well, how do I have to finagle this in my brain
yeah.
to make it where I'm still
What's
going to get a Steam Deck or
yeah
a
what's
Steam machine?
what's Plan B with Plan C
Yeah.
to
All
get
right,
this
how am
thing?
I going to soften this price tag to my wife?
Yeah, sorry. It'd be pretty difficult with all the Android handhelds I've been picking up this year, but yeah, it's funny because it's like we've come so far. When you think of like how many years did we go with just like a controller in your hand and a TV in front of you? Like
Nice and
that.
simple.
Yeah, nice and simple. It was that way until the DS, I guess. When the DS came out, leave it to Nintendo to shake things up.
The game
Uh,
changer, baby.
yeah,
Dude,
the
I
dual
remember the
screen.
hype. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I
Well, it's
was
funny.
full
Like,
full board, full board.
were you day one?
Oh, well, yes and no. Not I was young, so I
Yeah.
couldn't buy it myself, but I got it that first Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So, within I think it came out sometime in November, so within the first month or so. Um, but yeah, no, I remember vividly, like this would have been like prime Nintendo fanboy blooming young Casey, like, oh my god, like the third pillar, bro, the third pillar.
I was in the depths of teenage rebellion of like Nintendo's for babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a PC gamer. I think I was at the tail end of my PC gaming. I think I started moving into the PlayStation era of my gaming history. I would have had yeah, I was definitely playing a lot of PS2. I think around that time, picked up a PS3 when it first came out, and I
Yeah, so you were
had
a Sony pony is what you're trying to say.
I was a Sony pony. I had a PSP. I was all in on
Oh,
the
yep.
Sony platform.
That PSP is a surefire sign that you were a Sony pony.
Yeah. The only reason I picked up a DS was because I jumped on board when the pirates did because I only picked it up when I learned how easy it was to hack one of those things. So that was then,
I
and then I
remember
don't
my
even. Yeah.
my cousins. Oh, they're married now, but at the time it was my cousin's like boyfriend, and I remember him leaving at Thanksgiving to go to Best Buy to get the $100 3DS,
Oh
when
yeah.
it was the Black Friday sale. And I was like, oh, cool. Like I
Yeah.
didn't, like I didn't. And he's like, yeah, you can hack this thing and get all the games on there real easy. And I was like, oh,
That's funny.
okay then.
It's funny about the three. That's when I got that. I remember the 3DS. I don't remember how long after launch it came out, but I remember, yeah, there was like this like doom and gloom of like, oh my god, it's not selling. We're gonna sell it for dirt cheap, and that's when I picked up my 3DS. Not with the intention of
Yeah.
hacking though.
Yeah, I remember. So yeah, DS. I got that first Christmas. Like I said, I remember super excited about that. Like again, yeah, real into it. And then with the 3DS, that came out in 2011, and that was the year I graduated college. So um, at that point, I would have been probably the most out of being a Nintendo fan, or if you will, because it was like I was full bore with the Wii. I remember, playing the Wii. Like I remember playing games pretty good in the first couple years of college, and then I feel like the second half was more like, oh, I'm playing WoW and not playing Nintendo as much really. But then I remember it must have been like June 2011. Yeah, so it came out in March 2011. Um, so I would have gotten it. I remember in June before the price drop. So I
Oh, yeah.
paid full price, baby. But I remember I was like, I really wanted to play Ocarina of Time
Oh yeah.
in the 3D, and they just had the 3D version. I was like, all right, screw it, I'm gonna go buy it. And I remember, I like finally paid off my credit card. Like I had like a $500 credit card in college, and I remember like that thing was riding the limit at pretty much all times, And I remember like finally paying it down. I'm like, oh, I should go buy a 3DS. I'll put it
That's
on my
funny.
credit card. Um, but yeah, and then they didn't even have Zelda, so I got Dead or Alive, and then I got Zelda like a day or two later.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I'm an ambassador.
No, that's good. I definitely got mine after I remember buying mine when I first bought it. I got Link Between Worlds and Ocarina of Time at like
Ooh,
together.
so that would have been 2013.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
pretty
pretty.
sure is when Link Between Worlds came out.
Yeah, I think that's probably around the time I bought it, and to this day, I still have not played the 3DS version of Ocarina in Time.
Dude, it's
I,
really good.
yeah,
Like honestly, it's the way to play. The only downside is like if you're trying to play it on obviously a bigger TV.
yeah,
I guess there's probably really good ways to play it on like a Steam Deck or something too. I'm sure, but in terms of like official ways to play it, like
yeah,
it's like really good. And I'm pretty sure they like had I think they had like a classic, like the or bestseller version or whatever. I think. But yeah, and like Majora's Mask is really like amazing as well.
yeah. I think like one of the constants for me though with like my choices in gaming hardware is I tend to like follow the games because a lot of my reasoning behind like moving over to Sony and that was Final Fantasy. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
like I
think
was like, you know,
yeah,
who plays this game? Like, so I will buy your system so I can play like my favorite game.
yeah. I think if I like for me, we always had into like so when I gained consciousness, we had like a Super Nintendo and a NES, So I remember getting N64. That was like the first one I remember like being like, oh, a new system, I want it, like, or we want it. Um, but yeah, we were always Nintendo. So like I remember when my neighbor traded in their N64 for a PlayStation 1, I was like, blasphemy. I was like you're disgusting. Like how could you do such a thing?
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, in hindsight, like if I was a little bit older, I don't know if I would have say abandoned Nintendo, but I definitely would have been more interested in PlayStation, like especially like you said with Final Fantasy 7 and all these, you know, these other games that just weren't on Nintendo.
yeah. Well, and I remember in I guess it's a couple a couple console generations ago. I had a PS3, and I bought that one for because of Final Fantasy. But I remember being pretty disappointed with the PS3 because it didn't seem like there was much else to play on it, or at least it was kind of struggling. It was basically when the Japanese developers were having a harder time
Struggling,
developing.
yeah.
They were struggling a bit.
Well, that was oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but I remember when I jumped ship to Xbox during that generation because it was in 2014. Man, I think I bought a lot of stuff in 2014. Watch Dogs was coming out, and I picked up Watch Dogs for PS3 and did not like how it played. Like, I don't know what was wrong with it, but I think I had heard that the Xbox version was better. So I started checking out the Xbox 360 just specifically to play Watch Dogs. and at the time they had bundled a new Xbox 360 with Sunset Overdrive, and I was like, okay, I'm sold.
Yeah,
booyah. Yeah. So I bought a Xbox 360 specifically for Sunset Overdrive and Watch Dogs.
That's awesome. I remember during the 360 PS3 era. At some point, I'm trying to think. Whatever it was, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get another system, and I was like, oh, a PS3, like that makes sense. And then I remember like reading into it, and they were like, it's like I don't know how true it was, but whatever. It was like at the time, it's like, yeah, like if you don't have an HD TV, just don't even bother, like there's no point. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like eventually, I got into the 360. And I was like Gears of War and stuff. I really like. I remember playing those and having a good time with it. But yeah. Then really, I didn't get an actual PlayStation proper like when it was present until PS4, and then 5, obviously. So, but yeah, the Steam Deck, man. Oh, a Steam machine. I can't wait.
I don't. Well, it's funny for me, like specifically the Steam machine, like the fact that it's in such a little itty bitty form factor is crazy. Like because I do travel in between a couple places, so it'd be nice to be able to like take my console with me, because there's like no way that I can take a PS5 with me to different locations.
I don't know. You can get a dolly, probably you lug it around with you.
I need like a full on luggage, like full size, like to get that beast in there. It's
I would say David would have went wild in 06 when they were showing off the Wii. Only 3 game cases, 3 game cases tall.
Oh man. Yeah, like it's funny to see like where things are going. And now, like you said, with even now, it's funny. The other thing that made me think of this episode topic, and I was going to ask you, was I saw John Lindemann from what's Digital Foundry.
Oh, that I was like RFN, John Lindemann.
No, Digital Foundry. I think it's John Lindemann from Digital Foundry. He had posted about, because he has a Switch 2, obviously, but he has an OLED. Do you have an OLED Switch, like the OG Switch? An OLED version?
So yeah, I had I still have my launch day Switch, and then I just have now the launch day Switch 2. I never upgraded to the OLED because I didn't really ever play handheld that much on my Switch.
Yeah.
I find actually now with having a little guy, I do play handheld more, like in his room, like when he's trying to go to bed. If he's not, not cooperating, I could like grab the system and play in there, which is nice. But yeah, no, I never found the need, especially with the Switch one. It's like so slow. Like I wouldn't even bother, even when the OLED came out, it was like, just wait for the next hardware.
Yeah. Sorry, John Lindemann. I'm getting him. Yeah, I think I got to excused with the R thing. John.
John. We'll just call John.
John, yeah.
John.
So his post, I guess it was a day or two ago, is that he goes, it's weird, but if you own a Switch 2 and a Switch OLED, try picking up and using the OLED again. It immediately just feels like the more premium hardware. Sleeker, better materials, way better screen. the Switch 2 genuinely feels cheaper, like an Amazon Fire tablet versus an iPad.
Hmm. I mean, I guess again, I guess I used the OLED. Perry had one or has one. I think I used it a little bit, but not in a setting where I was really um testing it out. You know what I mean? But um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't holding the Switch 2. I don't feel like it's a bad or cheap product in any way. Uh,
Yeah.
Again, I mean, maybe that's just more speaking to how good the OLED is, but it also might make sense, right? Like, oh, halfway through the life of this console, we released a more premium package,
Yeah.
versus like a launch day where they're trying to be as cheap as possible,
Yeah.
But
Well, you have
yeah.
the OLED Steam Deck. How does like is the screen like what how would you compare the two screens, like the Switch 2 to the Steam Deck OLED?
Man. So I haven't played the Steam Deck that much recently, so I it would be a, a comparison based off or not fresh data, if you will.
Yeah.
But I mean, the OLED definitely looks better, Um, but I don't feel bad with the screen on the Switch too. Like obviously, it would be great if it could be OLED, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got no complaints. I haven't. I need to actually. So as of recording this, Metroid Prime 4 has just came out the last couple days. Um, I haven't gotten to play handheld mode, but you can do 120 FPS in handheld. So I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
probably going to look pretty sweet. So I got to try
Yeah.
that out. It can run 120 on TV if you don't have a big hunk of junk like I do, apparently. So, um, yeah, but it still runs at 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Um, and then like performance mode is 120 at 1080p. But honestly, Metroid looks really really good visually. But yeah, I
I
don't
guess
know.
it depends how often you're, because like you said you mostly play in dock mode, so
Yeah, yeah, I would say like 80-20 easily, 80
yeah.
20%.
Yeah, it's funny that I'm more in the handheld side now. Like,
Yeah, it's one of those things where like just like I don't have like a giant house or anything, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm more or less like pretty centralized where I usually hang out, and it's like, well, I got the TV right there, Um,
you just wait till
but
Chance is old enough to choose what he wants to watch on the television, and then you'll become a handheld guy like me.
oh, dude, it's so funny. So his big thing is he likes playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the PS5.
Oh
And
yeah.
by that means he turns it on and then he really just mostly likes to watch me play. And
Yeah.
it's like I've played more Tony Hawk in the last month than like it's stupid. Like the one level I'm like I could speed run that thing. I think I'm like 5,000 out of like or maybe even lower than that. I think I'm like 1,000 and change or something just because I've played it over and over again.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I'm hoping soon enough he'll like let me play other games. Like I tried to play a little Metroid today, and he like went and grabbed the PS5 controller and turned on the PS5, and then gave me the controller. It's like, maybe next time. Yeah, we need to get this kid to really like watching Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah. Well, it took me 8 years to get my son to stop playing Fortnite, so
Yeah. I would rather play Fortnite almost than endless Tony Hawk levels, though.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, it's funny seeing like I see the cycle. It's like watching myself back in the day, like going through the phases of, because
Yeah, into this
my
genre,
son.
into that genre.
Oh yeah, and even like through, like, he started on the Switch. It was a bit, the Switch was the big thing. The Switch was the big thing, and then he went on to, oh wow, the PS5 looks amazing. I'll start playing that, and now he's a PC kid, and as he's becoming a teenager, and it's like, man, the history just repeats itself.
Yeah. I'm so proud of my boy.
Yeah.
No, it's and especially I think what's cool when kids and or at least I know I did when I got into PC gaming is like, yeah, you start looking into the emulation, right? And it's like just seeing how those things work, and like realizing like, holy cow, there are hundreds of games like that I could just be accessible, right? And like
Yeah,
try out all these different games and yeah, explore the genres. But like it's even more different now, obviously, with today, like how many just like really high quality free games there are to play. Like Fortnite, right? Like, isn't that absurd? Like the biggest game in the world, you could just go like never have to spend a penny
yeah.
and just have as much fun as anyone else playing it, you know?
Yeah, well, now the one of the games that he's playing a lot, I think it's called Marvel Rivals.
Oh, I heard of that. Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
no, that's no, Snap was the card game, Marvel Snap, right?
yeah,
Is Rivals like a fighting game or something?
yeah. It's like oh, what's that? It's like that team battle game, and I'm trying to I'm forgetting
MOBA?
Overwatch or
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah, so that's like a MOBA. No, not a MOBA, like a
no,
what do they
yeah,
call it?
it's like
Tactical
it's
shooter or something.
yeah, it's a team based PvP shooter. So he's all about the shooting games, but yeah, I think it's supposed to be like some kind of Overwatch
Yeah,
competitor or
hero
something because
shooter, is
it's
that what they call them?
yeah the hero shooter like the team based like
Yeah.
I don't know if they're like protecting if it's like a capture the flag sort of thing or something, but I just see him he plays as this shark named Jeff. And I'm like, I've never seen a like this. Like, it's funny because I'm like, this is a Marvel thing. I've never heard of the shark named Jeff. With all these different Marvel heroes, that's the one he goes with. But I don't know,
That's
must
so
be
funny.
he must have some kind of abilities that are good or something. But um,
Sharknado, that's his ultimate.
yeah, I don't know. It's funny because it's like a shark dog. Like he
Huh.
runs on four legs. Like it's really weird. Um, well,
They
yeah,
couldn't
is
figure out how to animate him flopping around, so like, give him some legs.
yeah, I don't know. Well, it's funny because first I thought he was playing it as like King Shark or something, but then that's DC. So I'm like, okay, that's clearly not who this Jeff guy is because this is Marvel as opposed to DC. But
Yeah, I never got into the comic book and hero and superheroes like that. So
yeah,
anytime like same with like Star Wars, like I mean, I like Star Wars better than I guess I like comic book stuff, but
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's such a huge fan base for a lot of that stuff, and I'm just like so not interested.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's like you said with the free to play games, like uh, I've never played Genshin Impact.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
think you want to.
yeah.
Those are gotcha games, right? Like super hard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of like free RPG, but I don't know where like they must make money somehow, and
I'm pretty sure it's a gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah, and now there's this new action RPG called where I think it's Where Wind Meets. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I think I actually did see a picture of it, and it looked pretty cool, but I
Yeah, it
didn't know. I
does.
don't know anything about it.
Yeah, well, it's this open world, so yeah, Where Winds Meet is an epic open world action adventure set in ancient China. Um, so I know it was available. Like I saw it on Steam, and again, it goes back to like, why is it free? Like I don't know. They have to make money somehow. So like,
Yeah, I'm sure they
where's
do a good job of it too. You usually, well, that's like the funniest thing with like with Blizzard is like I feel like a lot of you can criticize Blizzard like by tons of things, right? They're greedy sons of guns and this, that, and the thing, but
yeah,
like the one thing is going to work flawlessly on a Blizzard game is that cash shop. There will be no lag. There will be no hiccups. They have mastered the extraction of money from their fan base.
yeah,
Like the new expansion for WoW comes out sometime next year. I believe early in the year, and like they're finally putting in player housing, which obviously Final Fantasy 14 has that as you were once graciously given a house and never
yeah.
used it.
I
Uh,
I used it for like two days. I feel so bad for that person giving me all that money.
so funny.
Yeah,
But they so Blizzard's finally done it, and like sure enough, there's a new currency, and it's like, oh, they just added this system everyone's wanted for so long, and they're probably going to hide the best items or some of the best house items behind the cash shop, and it's like dirty sons of guns, you know.
Yeah. Well, and
But
then
yeah,
there's
we got off our hardware talk a little bit, but
I know. Going on a tangent now.
you know what it was? Because Wii U was next on the list, and I think we're both like, free to play games, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is, well, I think like for these dual screens or like the Wii U, for RPG guys like you and I know we've always really enjoyed having that extra screen for any game where there's like menus or
Bag
maps or
management.
whatever. Yeah, especially like. Well, on the Wii U, obviously Wind Waker was a big one. Like I
Oh,
bought the Wind Waker Wii U,
yeah, dude,
version.
you still have that thing?
I still have it. It's in a box, but
Dude, I bet you could probably sell that for a Steam machine.
I would gladly trade it for a Steam machine.
Dude, I would look into that because anything Zelda branded is going to be worth a lot more. And honestly, I think the Wii U's are probably going for a decent little price right now.
Yeah, I would imagine it's kind of like perfect timing for something like that because it's like it's not quite out of mind yet, but they're probably rare enough these days that like the
Uh,
value's going up.
uh, so this one has said 15 sold
Yeah.
for $304 USD without the box though. So if
Oh,
you
I
had
got the
it,
box. I got everything.
oh dude, look at this. 400 buy it now. Again, I mean, that's not exactly sold obviously, but
Yeah. I
let me
might
see
have
if
to look
I
into that.
yeah.
I'm looking right at it. It's next to my boxed Wii.
Yeah, look, this one sold for 345.
The box
So,
is actually like mint. I keep good care of my boxes.
well, it's funny because sadly, honestly, in terms of selling things, uh, I sold my Zelda Majora's Mask 3DS, and that's probably the saddest thing I've ever done. But when I sold it, I couldn't. I was like, yeah, the box is at my parents' house. Like, I just need to get it. And the guy was like, dude, I don't care. I just want the system. So I still have the box, and I'm pretty sure I could sell the box for like $50+ like
Holy
alone.
moly.
Like, because I'm sure there's plenty of people who have the system who want to like make it complete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why it's funny. Like, just the box alone sometimes, like, holy cow.
Yeah, well, I'm even considering selling my Series X because I haven't turned that thing on in probably 2 years.
Oh, dude, Perry just sold his yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and then Alex sold his as well. Um, it's funny. Alex is. I feel like he's like 95% on board with the Steam machine as long as it's not like some stupid price.
Yeah.
And then Perry actually said he was interested in getting a Steam machine potentially too. And I was like, oh, okay.
Everybody's there might be some competition on pre-order day.
Like you said, it's appealing from cheap games and stuff, and then honestly, like I'm not even thinking about how much like you need to pay to play online games, and like not on the Steam machine.
No, well, and you get free cloud saves on the Steam machine too.
Yeah. No,
Like
it's like you said,
Steam as a
it's all going to boil
platform,
down to
man.
price.
Yeah.
Um, I do wonder like if they're sort of calibrate like obviously they're not going to change the price too much based on people's thoughts and feelings on the situation, but you do wonder seeing the like, oh, I hope it's not too much money.
Well, it's funny. Even today, I was looking at. I've got some extra space, like a couple extra hard drives, and I was like, I wonder if I could turn my gaming PC into like because right now I'm actually still on Windows 10 on the gaming PC. I need to upgrade, but
I
I
think
was
me too,
looking at
actually.
yeah, but I was looking into running Bazite on my PC just because it's like a it's not quite SteamOS, but it's very SteamOS like because it is a Linux based. It's based on Fedora, and I guess like they have the SteamOS kind of baked into it, but it's still a Linux, like a Fedora-based Linux operating system. So it's you still get like access to Linux-based applications and stuff, but it's just like slightly different from SteamOS. Because I
Yeah.
guess SteamOS is still not quite universal enough. Like it's very much still at this point, it's still geared towards
The
handhelds.
deck.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
like the Deck and the Lenovo Go, I think it's called, are the only two like officially supported platforms. But
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, if you want to throw it on your PC, like go ahead, but it's not gonna be like a seamless experience.
I wonder if they're trying to the Xbox, like, yeah, well, put Steam OS anywhere, like more,
Yeah.
like an app instead of necessarily like a full on operating systems or something, But
Yeah. The only difference being is that it's free. It's
yeah,
like, and all of its features, like the only thing you have to pay for are the
the only
games.
thing is it's great service.
Yeah, and they're the cheapest games too. Like
Nah, it's definitely um Steam's in a good spot, I think. Like you said, if they could bridge that, like, hey, hey, we're a more premium product than a home console, but you're not gonna get killed on it. Like if you're trying to go into the PC gaming realm, and it's still easy to just plug and play. Um, but yeah, no, it'll be cool to see where the final price lays down. But uh, we were talking about the Wii U a little bit. Were you hyped about the Wii U at all, or like what? I mean, obviously, so you got the Wind Waker edition, so that means you didn't get it right away.
no, I honestly I thought the Wii U was just I thought the pad was just like some kind of accessory for the Wii.
Oh man, you fell into it.
Yeah,
You were the boomer.
yeah. I was like, I do not care about this thing. Why do I? Well, like the Wii sucks. Like I never liked the Wii. Like I had a Wii, but there was so few RPGs on it, and even the ones that were on the system, I didn't play till like a long time later. Like I ended up getting Last Story probably. It was only a few years ago that I played through Last Story, so it was like well after like the Wii U stuff or the Wii, like the Wii's heyday. Like it was long
Yeah.
gone by then. So I yeah, I just didn't, and it was so tough because at the time, I think I'm sitting there playing PlayStation 3 or and even like you're playing in high definition on PS3, and then you got like 480 Wii game, and I'm like,
Yeah. The
it
the
was
end of the Wii era, which is funny because that was like, again, that sort of coincided with the back end of my college experience. You know, um,
yeah,
was when I feel like when it started to sort of like, oh, like there's a lot of shovelware.
yeah.
Um, so I feel like the good thing is I sort of missed that tail end of like the crappy Wii. So for me, I ended up getting so Wii U launched in 2013 as well, right? Uh,
It was yeah around there or 2012, I think, something like that.
oh yeah, and okay, yep. So it was November 2012. So I remember my friend got it. He must have gotten it on launch day or like early on. And I remember going to his house and playing it, and I was like, "This pretty cool." We played like the Sonic racing game. And then I was like, "Yeah." And I remember like that year, I was like, "Yeah, like I guess like I'll get one. Like I'll ask for Christmas, see what's up." And then I remember getting it, and it was fun. And then yeah, ended up getting into NWR and all that good stuff in like 2013. I feel like that's when I really started ramping up like my second run at being a big old video game nerd, especially Nintendo wise. So it's funny,
Yeah.
like the Wii U is amazing. Like it's bad in a lot of ways, but it's also amazing in a lot of ways. Like it
Well, it was the
like
first time Nintendo was in high def.
yeah, and it was let's do it with a second screen involved, and
Yeah.
um it's so clear, like when we got to the Switch, like, oh, okay, like you could see where things were going and how it worked and what they were thinking with some of this stuff. But yeah, the Wii U name is terrible. Yeah, like, and it's funny, and like all of the I remember like advertising at the time, like it didn't like hide the console, but it was, yeah, very much like, look at the gamepad.
Yeah.
So it was like you said, very easy to sort of be like, oh, okay, like this is some sort of cool new Wii tablet. Um,
Well,
But
even if
yeah,
you saw the console, it looks so much like the Wii that you might just dismiss it as like, oh,
yeah,
that's a black Wii or something. Like you didn't even realize it was a different console. If you,
no, that's true. Yeah, and especially in the marketing pictures.
yeah,
But yeah, it's funny. And then that would be I ended up playing Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii U, and man, oh dude, I remember that game is so good. I remember um I was like trying to debate, do I want to play this or Bravely Default was coming out, and then I remember I was like, I'm gonna play Xenoblade, and then I was not disappointed.
I actually bought my Wii U. Yeah, it was partly for Wind Waker, but it was also because I wanted to play the 3D World.
Mm, that's a good one too.
Yeah, and like 3D World is probably my favorite Mario, even now. So I was not disappointed with like the games.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I even played
the
Star
games are
like
great. Yeah.
yeah, even Star Fox was like even with its weird like shooting like trying to watch two screens simultaneously.
That was a
It
VR game, not in VR.
yeah, that's right.
Like if that game was in VR, it would have been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I made it work, but it was still pretty fun. It's like even now, like I never did you ever play the Starlink game or whatever it was? That was like
Oh no, I remember being like when I remember the E3 when they showed that and it was like, "Oh, cool." And then I remember there was a point where Amazon it was like buy it for $20 or $25 and then we'll give you like a $15 gift card.
oh
So
yeah.
like I paid like 5 or $10 for it brand new and then I never opened it.
Oh really?
Like it was the
Yeah.
one with like the little ship too, you know what I mean? Like that you clip on to the controller.
Yeah.
Um
Well,
yeah.
I have it. I actually have it because my son wanted it, and so we yeah we got it for $10 off Amazon. Like it
Yeah.
was, it's the curse of Ubisoft, man. Like
Yeah, like if you're buying an Ubisoft game day 1, you're a grade A sucker
yeah,
cuz you can wait 2 weeks and it's going to be at least 20% off.
yeah. At least yeah, it's probably gonna be 50 by then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's kind of going back to the Steam Machine. I guess it seems like the perfect time because looking at the way that the history of consoles coming out, like we're pretty much due any time now for the PS6 or the whatever Xbox is putting out to pasture to die. Uh,
They already
typically,
released their new hardware, man. What are you talking about?
yeah, they pretty much usually go like 6 7 years. So, and it's funny. I actually thought the PS5 launched in 2019, but it wasn't until 20 like later in 2020 that the PS5 launched. Which,
Cuz yeah, it
uh,
was COVID season.
yeah, it's funny because I guess it makes sense because I remember when COVID hit, the first Final Fantasy VII remake came out, and I couldn't go to the store to get it. I was so mad.
Oh, you had to go digital, right?
I had to go digital. I had to cancel. They had actually called up. I think they had called to tell me it was there, and then the lockdown happened, and it's like, yeah, you're not coming to get it. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
You know, it's funny. I was actually reading a post on Reddit the other day. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but essentially someone was talking about like when Final Fantasy VII came out, and they were like, the GameStop manager with COVID was like, if you get down here in the next day or two, like we'll give it to you if you already have it pre-ordered and paid for, and like that the guy just broke street date because it was like otherwise no one's are getting these games ever with COVID, you know.
Yeah,
So I remember that person was like, I got it like a week early or something.
yeah. Well, and
But
then that's basically why I went with I stuck with like PS5 was the Final Fantasy remake. Like I wanted to. I played it on obviously I played it on PS4, but with Rebirth being an exclusive, there's no way I'm not buying a PS5.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Honestly, that's and I forgot if we talked about it on recording at any point. But yeah, like Part 3 of Final Fantasy 7 is 1,000,000% the only reason like we have PS5s.
Yeah.
Like if it was something where I could get, I don't know, four. Well, I guess it really again would depend how much of the Steam machine ends up being. But if it was one of
Yeah.
those like, oh, I could sell my PS5 and pay for a big chunk of it, like I would be like, yeah, let's do that. But
Yeah.
with Part 3 coming out, it's like, no, let's not do that.
Yeah. Well,
Because I don't play any Sony first party games really.
no.
Um,
Well,
like
they're on Steam, most of them now.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And anyone might be interested in, like, let's say an Uncharted were to come out, right? Like, I would actually I'd buy a new Uncharted game right away. But
Yeah.
if I had to wait a year from its launch, like it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd be like, okay, cool, whatever. But yeah, like Part 3, there just ain't no way, baby.
Yeah. Well,
That's like a take off a couple days of work game for
oh
me.
yeah, exactly. Well, and then so obviously, like my two big publishers are Square Enix and Atlas,
Oh,
and
I thought
both of them,
Activision and
yeah,
Ruby.
yeah, they're. But now at this point, Square and Atlas are pretty much like all in on Steam. Like everything that they're publishing these days is pretty much day one. Like, uh,
Yeah. No,
you
I
know,
think especially Steam Deck, right? Like sort of I don't want to say legitimize Steam because obviously it was very legitimate way before that point. But
mm,
like in terms of like getting into that console side of things, it's like, oh, now Steam isn't just a PC, it is a console in a way, right? And now even more so with Steam Machine coming. Um
yeah,
like I think they've sort of like bridged that hardcore PC sort of mindset with a more console stuff, which is interesting because as Steam or as Valve seems to be entering the fray, yeah, seemingly Xbox is going to be hitting the old dusty trail. Um,
well, yeah, the more Valve chips away at the console market, I think Xbox will be like the first to fall because really,
I think the
uh,
domino's already on its way over.
oh yeah, because I think Xbox fans will be the first ones to leave to Steam when you think about it. Because like, how many people are already? I'm sure like a lot of Game Pass subscribers are PC players at this point. Like, there's probably a decent amount of PC people playing Xbox games on PC anyway. And
I
now
mean,
that
shoot, Microsoft pushed them there.
yeah, well, and then with their 50% increase in Game Pass, like I know, I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people have canceled. So, if they're already on PC, they could be heading over to Steam pretty quickly, and then it's a more natural progression too, like between them and going to like PlayStation, like. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
that
and really
one's
like PlayStation, Sony just hasn't offered anything like I think like objectively, right? Like if I was picking between Xbox and PlayStation, like the PlayStation, I feel like is a no brainer, especially with how Xbox is sort of going. But really, it's like it's not like any big games are coming out. I don't know. Again, I guess I'm also sort of skewed in the sense like I don't care about Spider Man, even though I know that's like a really good game, right? That people
yeah,
really enjoy. Um, but but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely what I'm interested excuse me, is like how much Sony is going to try and get into the handheld market more. Obviously, right? We've got the Portal,
yeah,
which is a cool device, but you know, obviously, we've got Xbox doing with the ROG. We've got the Switch inherently is both, right? And then we've got Valve getting into the fray. So it's like, is there going to be another Vita? Is there going to be some sort of PS6? I think we've talked about it, right? Where PS6 is maybe like a hybrid console, or
yeah.
there's like like the home edition and then the portable edition, and there's scaling in some sense, but it seems like everyone's trying to get their fingers in that mobile market pie,
Yeah, well, it's like how many people make the joke about how the Wii U was like the alpha or whatever of the Switch, like the first version. Like maybe the Portal is going to be that for PlayStation, where
Yeah.
they were testing out the waters and now, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the PS6 has a handheld or mobile version to it because it just seems like on the console side, like when you think of like how are they going to grow, that's probably their best bet. But I mean, to me, like I feel like they're all kind of missing the forest for the trees sort of thing, where it's like just make better games. Like if you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
better games, people would buy your stuff. Like there's so much focus on like hardware and where to put stuff, and it's and like to me it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy the hardware to play the games that I want to play, and if Sony's not producing games that I want, then what's the point, you know?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Sony sort of takes their medicine with the whole chasing the Fortnite pipe dream, you know? Like, sure, it would be great to have one of those games, but like, let's not invest like a $500 million in it and just absolutely get nothing from it, you know? Like, it's so sad to think of like Concord, right? Like, I I feel like I've heard a couple different numbers, 200, 400 million dollars, whatever it costs to produce.
Oof.
Um, like imagine they split that up and made like four amazing first like single player adventure. I mean, they for that price tag, they probably make freaking 10 amazing games. You know what I mean? That were more, you know, sort of focused on a story, or you know, just a smaller. Hey, we're not gonna like it's, I don't know if it's hubris or just greed when you're like, we're gonna make the next $1 billion game that just prints money. You know, like ugh. And like I feel like some of the things you heard about Concord behind the scene is they all thought it was gonna be like the next Star Wars, you know, like we're gonna have the
Yeah.
extended universe, and it's like, well, why don't we just get a good game out before we start thinking of like you know, the fifth game in the series, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then look at all these, like how long has GTA 6 been in development, and like
It's
I'm sure
just cooking still.
they're gonna make a ton of money, sure, but then when you look at like Bethesda, how many years have they put into games like Starfield was
Ugh.
crap. Like, and to think of how much time they put into that, now they're putting how much time are they putting into like a new Elder Scrolls? Like,
Dude,
I don't
I
know,
have a
some of these
feeling
games, you know.
that the new Elder Scrolls game is gonna suck eggs. And
Yeah, I
like
wouldn't be surprised. That I feel like Bethesda's like forgotten or
I think
just is like behind on the times. Like they, I don't know.
I think that's it. I think they're stuck in like 2010 design where it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, like we could release this cool open world game and like, yeah, it's a little buggy, but like it's still like revolutionary that it doesn't matter. And like now I feel like it's like not every other game, but like other devs have caught up. And it's
yeah,
like they're still pumping out like similar stuff. And it's like, it just ain't right. It ain't the same, you know? Like what's their biggest release has been like a re-release or a right of Oblivion. Like
yeah.
I have a feeling like you know what I mean? I don't know. It seems to me like the Bethesda magic is gone, but I was never a huge Bethesda fan, so you know, I'm not the target audience there,
No.
but yeah, I just feel like at this point, it's even if it comes out and it's like a good game, it's still like it took them 20 years to make just a good game. Like what the heck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna. It just like I don't
The
know what
hype,
they could
you
do.
know, is
That
going
the
to
hype
be.
is, yeah, it'll never live up to the hype, no matter what.
That's like
So
even Half-Life 3, right? Like I feel like even if they make a really great game, it's like
yeah.
the pot's been bubbling for so many years. People just they're going to expect like the greatest game of all time. But
Well, I
but
think
yeah,
GTA 6 will be like that too. I
but
think
they
it'll
might
sell like
actually
hotcakes,
deliver, you
but
know?
yeah, well, yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. I think Rockstar's got something different, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and I'm not even like a big GTA guy, but like I don't know, it just seems to me like I don't know. I think that game is probably going to come out and be amazing.
Yeah.
I do want to say, right, like what was the console that like and it's probably going to be more of a handheld, I would imagine, answer than like a home console, but like what was the system you got that like felt like this is just a game changer, like finally getting in your hands and like, oh my god. Like do you have like a system that was like whether it was just anticipation to getting it or like just how revolutionary it felt?
Uh is, like lately well, I guess it's a bit of two things. Like first of all, like the PS5, like the the graphics and the no loading are like, when I was first played it, it was incredible. Like I couldn't believe that. Now when games load, I'm just annoyed because I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We live in a time where there should not be loading. Like it's over with. Like it's over. They
Yeah,
were
it's
revolutionary.
wasted time.
Yeah. But the other thing that's been revolutionary to me lately is the OLED screen of the Retroid
Mm.
Pocket. Like I just like, oh my god, like this little itty bitty thing, and it looks absolutely spectacular. Like the
Yeah.
just like so it's funny. So after I got the Retro Pocket, I was basically trying to find ways of like, how can I get every game on here? Like I was trying to figure out how to get my
I thought
Steam
you were going to
library
say,
on there.
how can I get every single different version of these handhelds?
Yeah, that too. Um, yeah, so I know there's been like a couple different. There's like this thing called Game Hub that I haven't tried it because I've been scared off of. A lot of people have been saying there's like malware
Oh,
baked into
geez,
it.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm a little wary of that because it's connected to my Android account, so I don't want to screw around with that. But then there's another program. It's they all have like similar names. It's like game. Oh, I've already game something game nature.
The
Game
Omega
native.
Sphere.
Game native, and it's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to kind of like emulate Windows on the handheld in the sense of like it's trying to emulate the drivers so that you can play your Steam games on this and on Android, like an Android, like it's I think it's Android 14 on mine. So there's like this so it's trying to take the game like it's so I actually download like my Steam games onto the Retroid, and then there's this like overlay that's trying to like basically convert it on the fly so that you could play your Steam games on it.
Mm.
I've got it to work on like one game. Like I was playing Axiom Verge. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
played that
sweet.
one.
Yeah, I played through that one.
Yeah, so I'm playing Axiom Verge on the Retroid, and it's like 99% there. It was just the only thing that the audio was there's like a hiccup now and then, and it was annoying enough that I'm like, whatever, I'll just turn the music off.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But otherwise, it played perfectly. Like I played a few hours of that, but yeah, that was basically like my mindset is like, okay, this Retroid is now like my favorite thing to play. Like it's just kind of it had all the ratios of like it had the D-pad up top, like above the joystick. So I like that, and it was very like solid D-pad. The buttons were they're a little bit on the small side, but not enough that it bothered me. And then yeah, obviously like I think it's I can't remember the exact size of the screen. I think it was like a 5-inch screen, something like that. It was kind of the perfect like weight to size ratio of screen. The OLED looks absolutely amazing. So I was like, okay, this is like my preferred hardware, OLED in my hands, take everything with me everywhere. Put in a half gigabyte memory card, down like throwing every game I can think of on there. So that was kind of where I'm at, and I even tried to do like the streaming, like playing my PS5 through it and stuff, and it I don't know, like it didn't
It
not
works, quote
it
unquote.
worked, but yeah, not good enough that I'd want to put too much time into it that way. But uh, it got me excited about hardware again because like the last few years I've just kind of like meh with with all
Yeah.
the hardware's kind of got stale, especially when we went so long with the Switch. And then the Switch 2, like I don't even have any uh, inclination of picking it up. Like I just
Yeah, I will say Switch 2 absolutely blows Switch 1 out of the water.
mm,
So, like, I know you're not really too big into the Nintendo stuff right now. But like it's honestly like it is great hardware, I think
mm.
personally. Yeah,
So what's your preferred hardware?
well,
Uh,
in terms of just getting hardware and it feeling different, like I like the DS, I remember like that feeling like I had bought into like this is the future, baby. Like two screens, like oh my god, the 2000s are amazing, right? Like
yeah.
so much crazy technology. So I was like full on uh, into the DS. I remember I bought so many stupid games on that system because it was also coincided when I got my first job shortly after it came out. So I was like finally able to buy games, you know. And then
Yeah.
also with the like finally getting my hands when the Switch came out. Like I remember that being like a oh my god moment because it was like it just felt like a real product, right? Like a high end product. Like after playing the Wii U, like the gamepad's got like the glossy kid like finish, like right, like the Fisher Price feel to it, and
Yeah.
then the Switch itself, like this flat, like how tiny it was, and it just felt different. Like I remember being like this is crazy, you know. And then it obviously right, like it hit off, and it'll be interesting if this Nintendo will just be a Switch like boot forever in perpetuity, more or less, right?
Yeah.
Like it seems like too good of a sort of system set to move away from. So I guess for me, it's my like I always say, like the 3DS is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, systems of all time. Between the DS and the 3DS catalog, the dual screen, the like honestly, right, like even the 3D is like amazing. I think like I know some people don't care for it, or and some games don't take advantage of it very well, but yeah, I think this that like now with the Switch 2 and like the Steam Deck, like this form like feels like the best, right? Because you get like oh, I got a big fat screen on there, but like it's also like portable and comfortable to use. I will say like going from the like Steam Deck to the Switch 2, the thinness. I think for short gameplays, like I don't like gameplay sessions. I don't mind the like how skinny the Switch 2 is in terms of like holding it right. It doesn't have any like contours for it. Where like obviously we got the Steam Deck has more like controller like ergonometry, I guess you would
Yeah.
say, right? Which I think lends itself much better for like longer sessions. But I will say like what I do miss about the 3DS and the DS era is just the stupid amount of additions, right? Like every game, oh, Monster Hunter edition, yeah, why not? You get one, you know, like I loved that like everyone had a different 3DS, right? Like even if it was just like, oh, I've got like a different base color than you know. Like there were people I know Perry had like a freaking million 3DSs at one point. I don't know if he still does, but like I love that like you could actually be like a 3DS console collector, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's cool, and I like when they do like fun stuff with that. Where yeah, nowadays it's like maybe you get like a Joy-Con with like a little different like color on it, you know. But
Well, and they were affordable enough you could buy more than one.
yeah, it was yeah, really. I mean,
Like
I
now,
had
oh my god.
over the course of the 3DS life, I had to have had at least 6 different 3DSs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, it's funny. Like it makes you wonder where they can go from here because it seems like this is kind of the end game of like what else do you have? Like this device is both a handheld and can do 4K on your television. What else do you want from us?
Yeah, like
Like,
I think what we'll see moving forward would be yeah, like oh, better battery life, like you said, faster load times,
yeah,
um, like which like you said doesn't like jump off the paper in terms of like greatness like for selling point, the faster load times. Like obviously there are people who care about that, but I feel like the layman fan or gamer just be like oh like okay whatever you know. Um, but yeah, it'll be that's why I do think right. I see here we're entering what the 6th year of the PS5.
yeah,
And generally, right, like where you've got the timeline here, it's usually every 6, if not 7 years, to get a new system. Where I could see it rolling into 8 years because, like you
yeah.
said, you don't get that crazy graphical jump as much, and they could release it. I mean, they already have the PS5 Pro, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how quick they want to jump into it, especially with right. Like the big knock is like, well, like why don't like what's so special about a PS5 in terms of exclusive games? And now all of a sudden they're like, well, why don't you buy the PS6? The
Yeah.
exclusive games are on that one, actually.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even feel like it's been 5 years. Like,
No, dude. It's the last decade. Like, when I think back to 2015, that feels like yesterday. And then I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, it's 2025, dude.
Well, and then even when the PS5 came out, I think it was almost 2 years before you could even get one if you didn't get one off the initial. I remember kind of buying it on a whim, thinking like, "Oh, I wonder how hard this is going to be to get. So maybe I'll just get one now."
Yeah,
Uh,
my
and then it
friend,
was years that was tough.
yeah, I lucked into one. My friend bought a PS5 because, yeah, like you said, this was when it was still tough to get it. He bought a PS5 and then he bought like a Series X like the same week.
Yeah,
Because it was like, oh, I think he wanted to get an Xbox, but PS5 came up, so he was like, I'll buy it since it was hard to get. And then the Xbox came up, so he bought that. And then he was like, hey, like I'll sell you the PS5.
yeah,
And I remember I was like, I don't really have like $500. And he's like, you just pay me back 100 at a time. And I was like, 0% financing. Let's
yeah.
go.
Done.
Like, okay, dude. Like, I'm gonna get Final Fantasy VII, and life's great,
Yeah.
dude. That
Well,
was actually like the
life
best.
is great with Final Fantasy VII.
There's pictures of me and my wife in our old apartment when that was when I got my new TV and I had the PS5 and we kept my old TV there and she was playing Animal Crossing and I was playing Final Fantasy VII. Oh, times were great.
Yeah. Well, I guess that'll probably take us to the end of this episode. I think the thing that we learned the most is whatever machine Final Fantasy VII the third comes out. Casey and I will own whatever that is, whatever it needs to be.
Dude,
That's the constant.
Square could be like, we're actually putting Final Fantasy VII Part 3 exclusive to this new Square console that's $500. And we'd be like, all right, where can we pre-order it?
Yeah. Yeah, like if I have to fly over to Japan to get it, I will. I don't care.
Dude,
I need to
I
play that third
cannot
game.
wait. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Oh, I'm like, I don't think I'm trying to think if there would be a game that could. I don't know if there's a game that could come out in the future that I could be as hyped about for Part 3 than I am.
No,
In
I
the
think
past, there's definitely games
yeah.
I was super hyped about, maybe more so than this, just because of being younger, you know. But man,
Yeah.
Part 3 is like, oh, especially after Rebirth. Good lord.
I know this. Yeah, I'm the same. Like I don't even know. I don't think there will be a game after. I think this will be like my last big hype for.
Yeah. Like
And
there's
then
nothing else that could get me that excited,
yeah.
you know?
Then
Like
after
I
that, it's just
remember
like just pleasantly surprised. After that,
yeah,
there's
like
nothing left.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be glorious.
Yeah. But I guess we'll leave it at that and wrap that up. So yeah, we're it's amazing time to be alive. There's literally hundreds of different options when it comes to hardware. But yeah, we talked about our favorites here, and would love to hear from anyone who wants to let us know what their favorites are. How on up on over to the Discord.
Yeah,
That you
there's
can
even
get
a tab solely discussing different handhelds,
yeah.
which David is very active in that one.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fun one to be in. So, yeah, anyone who wants to come talk handhelds, join us over on the Discord through thethirstymage.com. But I guess from here we'll say farewell, and I want to thank you, Casey, for joining me for this talk, and we'll see everyone out at the next Thirsty Mage. Bye for now.
Adios.